Good morning, traders. It's Trader Rob. Today is Tuesday, September 9th, day 6. Boop, boop, boop. Day 6 of the challenge. Let's go. Let's get it, man. It's been fun. I've been having a really great time with the challenge. I think I've been getting some messages, some comments, even some emails on how much they're appreciating seeing the setups kind of in real time, seeing obviously how I trade the strategy, how I'm coming up with my levels each and every morning, and hopefully it's opening up some eyes to the to volume. How volume is so important in not an indicator. It's real time. It's real time price action and real time with the markets where they're interested in and the areas that they are not. So we're just trying to carve out a small section in the market that there is a pretty large size volume pocket sitting in there. And then, that's obviously equation one, but the second part of the solution is finding very easy TP1, TP2 levels that you can hit with volume protecting your stop loss. So that's pretty much the basis for the strategy. The mechanical side, which is the second part of the challenge, it's me, the volume-based, levels-based discretionary trader versus what I call my mechanical rule-based strategies, which I've got. I got gold, which is a inside bar play. It's the same as my oil trade. They are very rule-based strategies that have a time element to it. Gold is traded from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We're looking for an inside bar in that session period. And then we are looking for, and the thesis to that strategy was the inside bar is where the market is consolidating. It doesn't yet, it's kind of like building up pressure. And then depending on which side of that range on the inside bar, that's the direction of the trade. And 100% rule-based strategy. If you want to learn any of the strategies that I have, they're all linked in the description below. If you want to trade these strategies automated through NinjaTrader, just subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave me a comment below that you are interested in it. In oil, I have two sessions. I have one from 8 to 9 a.m. and I have a second session from 9 to 10. We are currently just trading the second session from 9 to 10. Same strategy, inside bar during that high volatility period in the market. And then the window below, which is my 15-minute Rob reversal, that has been a very great performing strategy over the last 3 years. And it's honestly the strategy that's been buoying up this mechanical-based strategy, because oil and gold so far for September have not been performing well. It's a small sample size. We've got the entire month that we're going to be taking a look at trades, but they need to start producing better if they want to catch up to me. So let's map out I've got a new setup here that I'm looking at on the ES. So we'll map that one out kind of here together. There's actually two areas of that I'm pretty interested in. So we'll map out volume, map out our levels, and see where we can find some A+ trades right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. All right, so let's jump into the NQ. We've got these trade setups that I have kind of already mapped out from the last previous days. You could always kind of go back into the challenge to see how I mapped out these levels. But pretty much what I'm looking for is I'm looking for areas that have extremely high pockets of volume. So if we take a look right here, I could probably bring this guy right about there. So we got a nice little pocket of volume that's been forming over here. It is in a low value area, but a ton of orders are still sitting right here. We've got another pocket of volume pretty much sitting right there. We've got a big pocket of volume. I guess we could kind of break this one apart now. Right there. And then another huge chunk right there. So my shaded areas are the areas where we are looking for, where the market's got some pretty big volume. Now, that's kind of step one, is just to identify the volume areas. And then after that, it's dropping down. I'm in the 60-minute time frame right there, just to make it easier to see where the big volume pockets are at. Second step is to drop into a lower time frame to see where any of my levels. Now again, I have a very particular way of finding levels in the market. I am looking for areas where the price action has hit a brick wall and has made kind of like a V-shaped movement, where I know that there is a lot of interest, and for one reason or the other, typically it's volume, or could be news, could be high impact news. You get a complete shift in direction, and then I'm looking for just a break of structure on the way down, and then I would mark up the two bodies of my candles, not the wicks. I don't use wicks for levels. And again, I've got that link for that video on how I find my levels in the description below. That goes into much greater detail. Now, if I jump into the 15-minute, and I could tell you as of right now, we scoured this area for setups yesterday. We pretty much stayed in this range yesterday. I didn't take any trades on my discretionary side. There was just really no A+ setup that I really liked there. As far as volume, let's see where volume is kind of stacking up here. 867. So yeah, so these are stops sitting right above this, where this price action was at. Not interested in that at all. We've got an area here that we've been eyeing for a while, which is actually volume has dropped off from here. Yesterday, this volume was sitting at the 23,900. Was sitting with like about 400 contracts on the NQ, and I know a lot of them were stops from price action from, I think, this day right here. So again, the stop loss volume is not something I'm super interested in, because obviously we could break through, and then this level at the 23,910 becomes very, very weak. The other side of it is you break into it, and it's a tug of war right here, and then you just kind of get caught in that tug of war, which might bring you down to your TP1 or TP2. But again, not super high quality A+ setup. I keep it on my chart right now because I just want to see what price action does. I want to see what the real-time volume starts to tell me once we get up here. Let's see, 23,910. Let's see if there's anything. Yeah, no, just not a lot of volume in here. So that's not an area that I'd be really interested in. If we take a look and see if any levels on the 15-minute, I do see one right here. And you can see on the volume profile on the left side, it is kind of an interesting area because it's where the volume is starting to extend out. So this becomes like a peak right here. And that's exactly what I'm looking for, because I know that I can put my stop loss below in this area. Let's see if I can kind of, I would probably have my stop loss on a situation like that. I can either be super tight right there, which is about 6 points. On the NQ, it's tough. You want to give yourself a little bit bigger of a buffer. So I'd probably go right underneath this small volume node right here. So I'm just going to mark this off as red. Let's see. Make this dotted. And then this is just on the 15-minute. I'm going to refine it. I'm going to refine it now here in a few seconds on Sorry. I'll refine it now on the 5-minute. We'll see if we can maybe find, as far as a TP, easy TP right now would be right there. If you guys can see that, there's no resistance going back. Free flowing right to this little peak right there. But that's only about 6 points, so not the greatest, but there's a lot of opportunity here for a higher take profit. Let's jump into the 5-minute. Let's see what the 5-minute tells us. All right, so we can see. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to make it so you guys can see the volume profile. There we go. All right, so real close to a 5-minute level right there. Right there. Okay, so that's the 23,797. 797. Let's see what we got going on in that area. Not an area right now that the market is interested in. Not an area here that the market's interested in. So and that's the nice thing about kind of seeing where real-time volume is kind of stacking up. It's just not, it's not an area that I'd be really interested in right now, to be honest with you. I could formulate a plan, a pretty easy plan. Let's see. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Let's go back to the 15-minute. Let me just see what I did here. All right, so this would have to be in blue. Blue is always where I'm looking for an entry. These would be in green. These are areas for TP. Okay, let's go back to the 5-minute just to take a look real quick. Let's see, what is 803 saying? I'm sorry, I mean, 797. 79. All right, so the 800, 23,800 is where there's a lot more volume stacking up, which would be right there. Let's see if I bring this down. Let's see what that shows me. So it's kind of sitting right on that ledge right above there. Somewhere right around there. Okay. And then, which makes our TP1 kind of non-existent. This would kind of have to be moved right there. I don't like that little peak. Again, just not... it's just not too crazy about this. Let's see, 811. I don't like any of it, to be honest with you. I just don't like anything. I don't like anything on the NQ. It's just not a setup there that makes sense to me. Let's move on. Got these. These again were in low volume areas. My thinking behind this one was we do have a nice descending volume profile here. So I would be obviously looking for a long here, but it's in a low volume pocket. So again, super not A plus setup. I did come up with two entries here. My first entry would be at 23,680. And then TPs I know would be pretty easy, but again, just not a super high. Let's see, 680. That's probably not gonna give me anything good. 712, a lot of volume sitting right here, but it's on the bottom end of the volume profile. Don't like it. All right, so that pretty much just tells me that the NQ today, it just doesn't seem like there's a setup there that I really, really like. So let's jump into the ES. ES, we've got obviously a volume sitting, big pocket sitting right here. Let's say right about there. Another big volume pocket sitting, well, we've already got it shaded out, so I don't need to, right here, you can see it peeking out here. So let's take a look at some of the setups that I'm interested in. So we've had this setup down here mapped out since I think about Thursday of last week. An entry at 64.85. Possible second entry. I would need to see confirmation on both of these entries. So a nice little confirmation candle. Probably drop down to like the 10 or 15 second chart when it comes close to this entry. And then we are just being protected with our stop loss in this valley down here. So I'm looking for this peak right here to provide me a level of defense. And then I'm looking from our entry up here, I'm looking for very easy flow to come right back up to hit my TP1 and TP2. 6,500, there's a ton of volume sitting at the 6,500. And you can see it equates really nicely to this peak right here. So if I drop down, oh, that was one setup. And then my secondary setup is 65.27. So if I take a look at 65.27, let's see what this shows us here. Okay. 65.27. Now, let's jump into the 5 minute. All right, so let's first look at this 6,500 number. Again, easy take profit would be, first one would be right around this, right there. So volume comes down, hits into a high volume node, comes right back down, easy target onto this peak at the 6502. Secondary target for me would be right at this ledge, right there, 6503. So let me put these in green. Stop loss, pretty easy. Right at the bottom of this, can probably go right around. That's only 2 points a stop, 64.98. That, I mean, that's a sniper entry for damn sure. Let's use this little peak right here. 3 points, right below the peak. All right, let's put this in red. All right, so that would be one setup here I'm interested in. Coming down, let me just check volume. 6,500. Yeah, it's got 90 contracts sitting right there. It's got good volume sitting right at this ledge. And then the 65.27. Very difficult because we don't have a lot of volume data up here. Now, I will tell you that 65.25 does have, this was, I think, one of my TPs. 65.23, yep. All right, let me just show you something here. This was a TP1 that I was that I was interested in. Now, yeah. Now the issue that I'm starting to see is that there is a lot of stops sitting right here at the 65.23.50. If I take a look, there's 223 contracts sitting at the 65.23. And whenever you see like a ridiculous amount of contracts sitting at a level that obviously coincides with a high, you have to be extremely careful, because that is an area of stop loss, and the market could bust right through. Very similar setup to the NQ. They're probably going to fall very close in line here with the two instruments. So I got to be super careful about that. I got to be very cognizant of that scenario. So I'm going to have to really take a look at that one. Let's see, stop loss 65.32. And again, the volume profile I think was not really giving me much here. It's not giving me much, but I do see it. I do see it. Let me bring up Bookmap over here, so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at. That's not what I wanted to do. All right. So we were talking about the 65.25. If you take a look at 65.25, you see a really big chunk of volume sitting right here. So, and again, that coincides with that peak that we were showing before. So a lot of these orders right here could be natural stop losses. We don't know exactly, because Bookmap won't tell us that. But when you look on the chart, you can obviously make your very educated guess to that. Now we've got a lot of volume stacking up at the 65.30, and then that's not really a stop loss. That's an area that they really want to defend. So 65.30 puts me right underneath my stop. So I mean, that's a nice little area of defense. And we have a good amount of volume still sitting at the 65.27. So even though the volume profile is not really showing me a lot, in that scenario, I have to jump down to what volume is showing me. So that's where Bookmap can help you out. Let's take a look at 65.20. All right, so that would be a TP2 area that I would be looking at. And this is, again, something that I'm going to have to really take a look at when price action is getting there, and see if I get some kind of confirmation here. Because I want to see what it does at that 65.23 level, or I should say 65.25 level. Yeah. So right around here, I'm be very interested. It could be an area where I invalidate the setup, or it could be an area that taps in here. We get a really nice confirmation candle, and I could probably ride this down for even maybe a little bit bigger of a move. All right, and then I guess that's it. We've got a few setups here. We got the market cornered on the levels and the and volume-based strategy. Let's see how the mechanical side does here today. Hopefully it can bounce back. As far as the challenge is concerned, my discretionary trading, my volume-based trading, is sitting at a profit of 324. That's based off of 5 trading days, but I did not take any trade yesterday. There was no A+ setup. I'm very happy with of not taking a trade yesterday based on what price action was showing me. A lot of chop, a lot of ways to lose money there yesterday. So 4 winners, 4 A+ setups on that. And then as far as the mechanical strategies, those are not faring out as well. Right now they're down $263. So we'll see here what the markets give us, and stick around for the trades. All right, I want to give you guys another update. A shit ton of volume stacking up at 6502. So if I get a confirmation candle from here to here, I might have to get into this trade just a little bit early. There is 171 contracts right now stacked up at 6,500. So this is a big area. I mean, the market's tested this area now maybe 4 times up here, and it's gotten some good reactions. So feel really good about this trade. I am going to be looking at the 6502 pretty closely here. So let's see. We are in a trade currently in oil. That almost hit our TP. That would have been fantastic with the Windforth Gold. So we'll take a look at that one as well. All right, so took a nasty loss there. As I just mentioned, we came in many times to test, and these buyers, the sellers just came in really, really strong. Did get a small confirmation candle that I really liked, and I ended up using this bottom stop loss, which probably cost me an extra, I don't know, 20, $30 on that trade. So that was an ugly one for this morning. So that 6,500 did not hold up. This little node right here had a few opportunities on up here that were okay, but not the A+ setup that I really liked from this one. So we'll see here what else we can capture if we find something else, another setup. Oil is now currently down. Let's see. Oil, we almost hit our TP, which I mean is just 2 ticks away from TP on oil, which we did not get, and currently selling off pretty strong. So we'll see what happens there. Stick around for the trades. All right, so quick update. Buyers have been very, very strong still at the 6505. Sellers are trying their absolute best right now. Last level of defense is at 650708 area, but haven't seen anything yet with conviction that would make me take a short yet. So let's see here what happens. This might be the spot. Let's see. If we can get a red candle here, I would think I'd be interested. No, not anymore. Let's see. Maybe it has to get up to the 650708 area. That's where my risk to reward would be pretty damn nice at that point, because I'd still target at the 6503. Let's see, what can I target here? Yeah, 6502. I could even drop this down just a little bit, but still not seeing anything. Huge tug of war here. This would be... I would like to see it move up just a little bit more. Let's see. If I can take a setup here, it would be my last one, but I don't want to force anything, that's for sure. Alright, now let's see if we got into the 6507s. Maybe 757. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we see the rejection here now. Yeah, let's go. Give me something here. I like it. All right, let's tight stop here. We will still target the 6503 in short. Let's see what happens. All right, nice little move down there. Come on. Keep it going. Keep it going. Let's see. Yeah, 6503. 6503.50 is a very easy target. 6503. 60. I like the 6503. Come on. Right here, it's going to get defended a little bit. We punch out. I knew it. Come on. Have the conviction here. Come on. Yeah, they're defending it strong here. Man, I would really like to see... Well, sellers are still strong, but let's go. Push it right here. Push it. Push it. 6503 has to be the area. Let's go. It's got to be the area it wants to go in. Oh, I tapped into it. There you go. Nice trade. Super nice trade. TPs. TP1. All right, there's another A+ setup there that I was able to sneak out and brought the account back to probably negative $18 for the day. So it's a win for me. Very happy with that trade. And let's see, TP2 I had at 6,500. It's going to have a little bit of an issue right here-ish, but we should... it is still a very big possibility that TP... Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Nice. Let's see. It's got the legs. 6501. It's gonna be. It's gonna have a little bit of issue right here. Oh, there it is. Nice. TP2. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. That's. I guess I could almost finish the video here. Let me just put in TP2. There we go. Nice. People are excited. People are happy, which is great. All right, so what do we got brewing? Let me take a top-down approach here. All right, so real nice entry there. Had to use that secondary confirmation. And again, just looking for my my very specific set of rules that I like to take for entries. And for me, it's much easier on the ES than the NQ. NQ, it's really difficult sometimes to get confirmation candles. I will most of the time enter in on just limit orders because it's very difficult. But really nice move there for sure. So we do still have this set up at the 64.85, but I got to run, so I most likely will not be trading this on the NQ. NQ, this was a nice level that we mapped out in the morning, but yeah, a lot of volume. That's where the volume stacked up at. What else is down here? We got the 23,680. So, but again, I don't think I was super impressed with any of these levels down here. Let me see what's going on at the 23,910. 23. Oh. Interesting. 23,900s are still being defended, but not as strong as before. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. This could be a possible entry, but it's not going to happen today. So as far as the challenge, I am negative. All right, let's see. With commissions, negative 1875 on the discretionary level-based trading, and positive $30 on the mechanical strategies for today. Remember, with the mechanical strategies, we had a winner. We had a winner in gold, really nice winner in gold. We had a loser in oil, but the gold one was a max profit trade. This one was $70. I think I lost maybe $30 here on oil. And then we still got the 15-minute Rob reversal that'll be running until about 1:15. So we'll see if that still takes a trade and can help buoy up this this market here a little bit, or I should say the account. But today you saw the good, the bad, the ugly. I liked the first setup that we took. It just did not pan out. And found another setup that I consider to be super A+. And I just knew where the market wanted to either reject from, go to, and stay away from, which is the most important thing in trading. That's all I got for you guys today. Take care. I'll see you guys here tomorrow.